Now, the Supreme Court of Appeal has ordered National Assembly Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula to consider a proposal by the African Transformation Movement to hold a no-confidence vote in President Cyril Ramaphosa via secret ballot. Now, the court found that former National Assembly Speaker Thandi Modise misunderstood her discretion in the matter. On 2 occasions, she rebuffed the ATM's proposal that the no-confidence motion should be held by secret ballot. African Transformation President Vuyo Zungula joins me now to reflect on what this ruling means. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time. The National Assembly Speaker has been forced now to make a fresh decision on the matter. Surely this must feel like a step in the right direction, because this matter has been going on for some time now.
Indeed, Mpo, it is since 2020 when we said the direction in which the country is taking under President Ramaphosa. It is a direction that we as the ATM are not comfortable with. We are not in agreement with the high unemployment levels, corruption, increase in crime, etc., etc. Now, for the Speaker to actually make an incorrect decision by saying it should be done by means of an open ballot, it was something that was unheard of, considering the precedents that was set when it comes to voting in a motion of no confidence against a sitting president. However, we are very grateful that the SCA has ruled in our favor, and we are hopeful that as soon as possible the current Speaker will make a fresh decision and make sure that the voting happens by means of a secret ballot as soon as possible.
Let's talk a little bit about the nature in which the voting should occur. I mean, a lot of back and forth around that in the courts, and the National Assembly Speaker saying that your reasons, well, at the time at least, saying your reasons to call for a secret ballot were speculative, and that she would really hear nothing of it. Give us some more clarity around the back and forth and what essentially was being discussed in court and, leading to the outcome that you've just learnt of.
What the court order said was that Ms. Thandi Modise asked a wrong question by asking us to prove that we need to have a secret ballot via means. We need to have a vote via means of a secret ballot. That should not have been the questions that she should have asked us, because the court order of the previous case between the UDM and the Speaker did make a determination there. So she misread that court order and misunderstood how that court order should be applied. Now, when it comes to the voting of the secret ballot, I think the first thing that needs to be noted is that when you vote for a president, you vote by means of a secret ballot. When you vote for a speaker, you vote by means of a secret ballot. Therefore, it's something that is plain simple, that if therefore you want to remove those 2 people, it has to be also via means of a secret ballot, because voting against a sitting president, it is something that is it's high stakes. Hence, you find that a lot of people would be victimized. We have members of parliament who are in the executive who would not be in agreement with the direction the country is taking. However, with the fear that they would lose their jobs if they would too openly vote against their sitting president, they would lose their jobs. Therefore, to vote in a manner of a secret ballot protects the members of parliament and ensures that they are able to withhold the party pressure. We've seen how the current chairperson of the ANC would go out to parliament and basically dictate to members of parliament in their own party how they should vote, instead of encouraging them to stay loyal to the constitution and loyal to the oath of office they took when being sworn as members of parliament. However, if now that happens, the voting happens by means of an open ballot, that allows that victimization, that allows the sidelining and the oppression of members of parliament by their own respective parties. Now, what this secret ballot means, it means members are effectively able to vote with their conscience. They are able to put the interests of the country first instead of their own parties. So basically, what this secret ballot means is that it's going to rescue South Africa from a system that allows a few people to actually have a hold over the members of parliament merely by dictating to them what they should be doing.
Now, this is the first time, well, in 3 years that President Cyril Ramaphosa finds himself in such a position. I mean, in contrast to the many motions of no confidence weathered by his predecessor, former President Jacob Zuma. Let's expand a little bit on the grounds that form the basis of your motion. You've already mentioned that you're unhappy with the manner in which the country is moving under President Cyril Ramaphosa's leadership.
Indeed, Mr. Ramaphosa became president in 2018. Now, as of now, it's close to 4 years for him being the president of the country. And if you're to look at all of the indicators that people could measure when it comes to how the direction the country has taken under his leadership, you will not find any one indicator that has shown positivity, any indicator that has shown that indeed he's managed to turn things around when it comes to corruption, or he's managed to turn things around when it comes to unemployment, etc. What people can basically understand is that each and every indicator shows that Mr. Ramaphosa has failed and is failing, and the poor are suffering more under the presidency of Mr. Ramaphosa. And we know that he's been championed or he's been sold as a champion of anti-corruption. However, the Auditor General said the corruption levels under the presidency of Ramaphosa, particularly now when it comes to the times of COVID, has been worse, has been in levels that the Auditor General, they've never seen. And if you're to look at the resignation of Ms. Cronje from the NPA, clearly shows that they've been frustrated, and this thing of fighting corruption under Mr. Ramaphosa is just a smokescreen. There's no reality when it comes to the actual actions that should be are taken by the presidency. The fact that even people in his own office were accused of corruption, but still they're under the payroll of the taxpayers' money, and there's no real action that has been taken against them. If you look at the increase in unemployment, we're sitting at 77.4 youth unemployment rate, and the unemployment levels since 2018 has always been on the increase. There's never been a period whereby the unemployment has gone down, and you can't be blaming COVID for that. And also on the COVID issue, if you look at the death rates and the infection rates of South Africa as a country in comparison to Africa, the entire continent, you'll pick up that South Africa has got death rates and infection rates that are more than 50% of the total continental rates, which clearly shows that if you're to compare Mr. Ramaphosa's handling of COVID with the other countries, he's dismally failed also on the handling of COVID. He went out with borrowed money on for the economic recovery plan, and you find that most of that money has been corrupted, and you find that there is no transparency when it comes to how that money was used. Therefore, if you're to look at the presidency and the leadership of Mr. Ramaphosa, it is a presidency that has brought pain and hurt to the people of our country. So we come as the ATM to rescue the situation. We come as the ATM to make it register in the hearts and minds of the people of our country that the direction in which the country is taking, we as a party, we are crying with the people, we are feeling the pain of the people. Hence, we are putting this motion to make sure that the members of parliament can vote against the corruption, can vote against unemployment, can vote against the selling of the SOEs, and because that is what characterizes the presidency of Mr. Ramaphosa.
Very well. Unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there. Of course, it would have been nice to hear the impact, the political impact this would have on your party, the ATM. Let's leave it there for now. ATM President Vuyo Zungula giving us an update, of course, and some reaction after the ruling there.